Well, I am back. I'm doing it as a video today in case I get an absolutely coughing fit again. As if you're watching this in the future, I've not been too good. So I'm still a bit of a croaky throat, but I'm here. And as I said, um, doing it as a video for you so that I can stop and start if necessary. And let's hope it's not. Let's hope it's not. I've got a beautiful collection to show you today from Hunky Dory. And it came out this week, so I couldn't wait to show you. So this is what we've got. We've got the Hunky Dory Pretty Poppies collection, which I will show you in a second. I'm also going to be using my Easy Frame 6, which are coming back in stock on Monday, as are a few other bits and pieces. And I've got Creative Expressions Sentiment that I'm going to be using as well. So I will come back to this in a little while and tell you about the workshop as well. But I'm going to show you a card first of all that I've done, which is this one. So this is from the collection as well. This is an 8x8. This is not the card that I'm going to show you how to do, but just to show you how lovely these papers and collection are. Papers all from the collection. The only thing there different is the sentiment. I'm not using that sentiment today, but you can see that it's a layered poppy. Perhaps you can see that there, and with beautiful papers. So let me show you what the whole collection is actually all about. Whoops. So first of all, you've got two lots of the papers. I thought I'd get some of these in because they're really quite handy to have the colours that are actually used within the paper pad. So it really coordinates lovely. They are a one-sided, so you've only got the colour on one side, but unless you're doing a 3D project, it really isn't an issue. And as I said, I thought the fact that they mixed and matched with it beautifully was lovely. You've got 24 sheets in there, 3 sheets of each colourway, ideal for matting and layering and cutting out your flowers, perhaps. The same can also be said for the mirror card. So this is the mirror card, which is really bright. And so I'm not going to get out and show you, but you've got 16 sheets there, 2 of each of the 8 colorways, and again coordinating with all of the items that you've got there. And it goes with an absolutely stunning paper pad. It's called Pretty Poppies. The whole collection is called Pretty Poppies. These are matte finish, so you can stamp on them if you wished. And there are 4 of each of 12 different double-sided designs. So 48 pages altogether. Absolutely beautiful. So you've got lovely, you can see the other side as we go. Absolutely stunning. And you can see that all of them, that was the one that I used for that I just showed you, in all different colorways that poppies might come. So you've got some yellows, you've got some reds, pinks. Look at that, it's beautiful. And then you've got a lovely other side as well. You've got some oranges going on there. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's the paper pad. And then you've got oh, don't start. Then you've got the layering poppy. I love poppies, and this one is no exception. There's 7 dies altogether. There are 4 that make up the flower and 3 that make up the leaves, although I have not cut any leaves out this time. I've just worked on the flower itself. I'll show you what I mean in a very short while. Really lovely die, as I said. And it also even gives you on this side, if you wish, the way to do it up in different shades. So if you do have different shades of the colour that you're working with, so say if you were going to use red, if you've got 3 different types of red, you could use those, and it gives you the way that you should suggest. So base layer for that one, darkest colour for that one, lightest colour for that one, black for the poppy centre, and obviously green for the leaves. So really lovely. So I have actually chosen and I need another sheet of it. This one here, so pink, a pinky sort of a colour. Oops. And I'm going to cut out a second one of those. So this time, my first card I showed you was an 8x8. This time I'm going to use a 6x6. No, I'm not. A 7x7. I'll get it right in a minute. And I've already cut out a piece of black card, which is 16 centimetres by 16 centimetres. And then I've already chosen, as I said, this paper. And I've cut myself out a piece which is 15.5 by 15.5. But I've taken it from this corner only. Rather than anywhere else, I wanted that particular corner. So I've chosen this corner only. So I'll pop them to one side for a minute. And then, as I said, I'm going to take my frames. I've already cut this one out of black. So this is the largest one of the square sixes. So it fits into a 6-inch card, which is actually always over here 5 3/4 or thereabouts. Sometimes it's 5 7/8, but it's never 6. That's the size of the envelope. So they were designed to fit within a 6-inch card. So it's not that they're square 6 inches, they're square 6 to fit with a 6 card. So the largest one I've used, and I've cut out the frame. And then I'm taking the smaller one, and I want to use my frame over here, just sort of kind of almost randomly. So a bit like that-ish. So I'm just, it's a different way of looking at it, really. So with the frames, partly the simplicity of them, we can make them any shape or form, but I don't normally choose to cut out the paper with it. I usually use it as a piece of card. But this time, oh, crash bang wallop, I'm going to actually cut that out like that. I'll just run that through. And I've also already cut out my sentiment. Now I have done that in one of the dark pinks that came with the paper pad, and also in black, because I couldn't decide which colour to go with. I have now decided I'm going to go in black, and I'll show you why in a minute. And I've also cut out using the plain poppy in the lighter pink, baby pink, and that's the what do you call it, lightest colour, layer 3, that's what they called it. I've used that in baby pink, and then I've used this one. I'm not sure what colour pink it's called, but this one, I've cut that out, layer 2, in a different colour there. Okay, and then I've also cut out this tiny little centre for the flower as well. So I'll show you how they all go in a minute. Super easy to use, which is good. Always good. We like easy, do we not? So I'm just going to remove this. And again, you could always use the centre that I've cut out for something else. This makes a really lovely, you could even put that on the envelope, couldn't you? Write your address or something on the envelope there. So let me get my pokey tool here and then just remove this. So this, as I said, is the thinnest frame, the smallest frame for the sixes, and it's going to go on top of my black frame there. Oops. Come on, move you over. So that when I put this onto my card, it's still picking out the flowers there. You see what I mean? All I've done is sort of like an eclipse, as they say it, but just picking out those flowers. So let's pop these down, pop the poppies. And so thank you for all your kind thoughts and get well wishes. So far, so good. Oh, I don't know where I picked it up from, but I don't want it anymore. The antibiotics seem to have done the trick, but it's still left me with a cough that catches me just at the wrong time. So I just put a bit of glue onto there. So that is our base. Lining that up nicely there. Then I'm going to put together my frame. And we can put that straight on with a bit of foam as well. So if you're new to us and you haven't seen easy frames, where have you been? But other than that, it's also a brilliant way of just being able to frame something perfectly with no measuring, no deciding what nesting die or anything that you need. Gives you that beautiful frame. So I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to pop a bit of foam onto the back. If you have black foam, it would be even better. But I haven't got any at the moment, so white foam is fine. Not very often do you see the black foam anyway, really, do we? So I will I'm hoping to get some more talking about foam. I know a few people were mentioning about foam, and so I'm hoping to get some more of that in this coming week. So if you have been looking out for that. So bringing in my cardigan, of course, I need to measure up or check where this is going to be here. So that needs to go. Now I'm centering it rather than worrying about where the poppies are and everything. It is roughly right, but I'm just going to center it rather than that, because when I put my poppies on here, I'll be overlapping it, and any discrepancies of it not being quite in the right place won't be a problem. So let's just put this beautiful poppy together. So as I said, you have got layers, and it says on the back of the packet which layers, or you could cut them all out of the same colour. You could add inks to some of them then to give a bit more of depth to it. But even the fact that they've all been cut out still looks really quite good. So I'm just going to pop these together and make sure I've got them around the right way. Hold on. That one. That's not round the right way, is it? So that is the thinnest layer. I should get this right, really, shouldn't I? Oh, let me just check. No, I need to cut it round the other way. I do beg your pardon. Hold on. So I need to cut that one. Needs to be cut out from the light. Well, I'm not going to stop the video just to show you how to do that properly, so I'm just going to cut it. So I've got my two dark colours. So it's that one needs to be cut from the light piece. So let me just pop that on. I'm going to trim it down so that I can just do that there. Told you I'm not quite thinking straight, but I think that I got those around the wrong way. Or am I still going to go back and do it again like that? No, I think I'm doing it right this time. Oh, what a loopy-loo I am, eh? Sorry. I'll show you it correctly in just a second. To be honest, there is no right and wrong way, but, well, there is, but you can see what I mean. If I was to put the two together, that even shows up because you've got the depth there. But because I've done two that are already, I do want them to be the same. So I've just swapped over these colours. Let's bring these back in again. So that's better. That one goes on there. And then the thinnest one, layer 3, goes on the top like that. So I shall scrap those two for the minute. But as I say, they could go any which way. It's just that I've already done them and I wanted them all to be the same. So I'll show you how we put them together. They're going to be absolutely flat, of course. So we're going to take this one, which is layer 2. And because I'd already done them, I just swapped them over, but any colour would do. And then what I do is I take one of the corners. I'm going to take this one down here and I line that one up so that I know that that is exactly right. And then the rest just fall into place. I find that easier when you've got sort of broken lines like you have down here, rather than trying to sort of fit it in. It's just line up one piece and then the rest fall into place. So now I've got my layer 3. A little bit of glue onto there. And then again, she'll hold it there. Find that same piece, which is this piece here. Hold that one in correctly and the rest will just line up. And then when I pop that down into place, I'll get my acrylic block, which I no longer use for stamping, and I'll just press that down onto there so that I know that that's all stuck. And then a tiny little bit of glue into the center there and pick my center up. It's just like paper piecing for that one. There's only one way that it's going to go. A little bit of glue obviously will come out at the time, but we won't worry about that. So you can see your beautiful poppies. Now, as I said, I was being a bit fussy then, but I'd already cut out some because I wanted 3 altogether. So I didn't want one to be the other way round, the other colourway. But equally, you could have them so that they were all the same colour, just different depths of colour, adding a bit of ink and whatever. So that's my 3 poppies all done. So I'll pop them to one side. And then, as I said, I cut out these 2. And I was going to use this one. Let me show you. I was going to use the pinkish one, but it's lost, isn't it? So then I thought, well, I'll put the black behind it and make it into a shadow, which isn't bad. But in actual fact, because I've got a lot of black going on around here, because I thought the black might be too harsh, but because there's a lot of black with my framing, I actually think that I'm going to just simply pop these 2 exactly together and have my sentiment like that. I think that because there's a lot of black, we're okay. So I'm just going to stick the 2 sentiments together. Let's put it on top of this one. And then, whoops, we've got the thickness then of the 2 sentiments. But it was just, I wasn't quite sure of which colourway. As I said, I thought maybe the black was too harsh. But in hindsight, the actual font that is used for this one is really so lovely that it's, excuse me, it is so fine. It might be different if the font was a really thick one, but because the font is so fine, it shouldn't be a problem at all. It's just delicate enough to be able to catch it. So I'm going to pop that together, one on top of the other. If it's not 100% perfect, the pink is behind here anyway, so it won't be too much of a problem. So there's my sentiment, which is going to go up here. So I pop that into place. And then I'm simply going to put my poppies on. Now, what I'm going to do with the poppies, in this particular case, there's so many different ways that you could use this. But with the poppies, I'm actually going to more or less be covering up the poppies that are on my paper with the layered poppies themselves. Now, of course, you can do a poppy on its own and just like it is on the front of the packet there. I'll show you in a second with the leaves and things. Just put that in there. There we go. I'll just show you this, what I'm talking about. This would be the single poppy, which is beautiful in its own. It's just got papers behind it, cut out in 2 different shades of red, and then your green for the leaves, and then some words on there. Just beautiful. So there's lots of different options, but this one, I mean, in all honesty, if you didn't want to go with the die, that would be lovely. Just by doing it with the frame, pulling it out, and it would be lovely. You might need to be a bit more careful. I haven't done too badly actually, but you might need to be a bit more careful about lining up your cut piece, because it's not 100. If you look here, this bit doesn't go across here just quite so well. So how am I going to put them? I'm literally going to put them so that they are over the top of the poppies that are on here. So I shall place them in such a way. I will overlap these, and they're just simply going to go on there like that, so it gives it much more of a statement. And then your green bits, your leaves and everything, have been purely picked up from behind with the actual picture. So this one I'm going to put down completely flat. So that's going to go over the top of that one. Now this one will go, let me just see whether I'll tuck that one in there. Yeah, let's tuck that one in there, but with a bit of foam. So I'm going to pop a bit of foam. You wouldn't need to necessarily do it, but I just want to make it the same level. So put the bit of foam over the top there. So that's the 2mm foam again. And then the only bit that's going to be glued is a tiny little bit down here. So just pop that on. So that's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just still held up. And then my one over here, I shall bring that in slightly. And all I need to do with that is just put some glue down this bit here that will stick that down. Now, you can use these obviously however you wish. It is entirely up to you. Just stick that onto there. But I think that it is a beautiful collection. Maybe just parts of it, maybe the paper pad, maybe just the dies. Whichever way, I think it just makes a beautiful collection, whether you go for your red poppies, which is one, say, more the notional way that we always use them as red poppies, or you've got the other colourways. And the other colourways really are determined by the papers here rather than anything else. So before I go, I should have reiterated that everything that you've seen today is available over on the website and ready to go out in stock. So if there's anything that you like, takes your fancy, pop over to there. And then I just wanted to say about our next workshop. So my next workshop is the 28th of September. All the details are on the website as well. They have details under the workshop section, but also under the All Things Live. But I just wanted to show you the dies that you're going to get. So if you were going to use it, the dies that you're going to get are all of these. This is the largest poinsettia size that we're going to do. So this is a really large one, as you can see. If you look at my hand, it's a huge one. Okay, you've got a beautiful dripping candle complete with separate drips and light, and a little tiny bit there that adds extra to the light. And then you've also got some foliage, so it's a grand holly sprig, and also the most beautiful and delicate fir, I think, probably sort of a little bit furish. I don't know, but I just think they'll work together well. We've been making a project which is stunning, and I can't wait to do it with you. Many of you have already signed up. There are a handful of places. These will not be available outside of the workshop. so I won't be selling them on afterwards. You can join the workshop and not necessarily attend on the day. You will get your video link, just like sitting here and watching this today. You will get a video link with written instructions all sent out to you, so you can do it that way if you wish. But I thought I'd just show you because I think it's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Equally lovely, of course, is our collection today. So if you fancy the poppies with that, or the beautiful sets of cards, all available for you over on the website. Thank you so much. I didn't get too bad with the coughing, did I? So I'm pleased about that. Something. Maybe we've turned a corner, eh? And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Thank you so much. Bye.